Hey, you all. So Katie reached out to me today. She said that you all were interested in learning a little bit more of my tips on how to fuel on a 36-hole day. So I kind of put this together. I want to roll through it, but some main points I want to make to you today is number one, you probably are not going to be eating enough on a 36-hole day. It's just truly too hard to do. You don't have enough time in your day. You don't have enough breaks. So think about being proactive when it comes to total calories. Where can you get total calories in? Maybe the day before, 2 days before, liquid calories. We'll go through some of those ideas today, but start thinking now about ways that you are going to incorporate more calories, where those calories are coming from. So we'll start up here with the night before. So this is your dinner. At our meal, we're going to prioritize all macronutrients. We're going to have a protein source, a fat source, and then a carbohydrate. The carbohydrate are obviously going to serve as our energy source for during the match for tomorrow, but also our protein and fat is going to be really helpful for fullness and satiety. So, when it comes to dinner, my main messaging would be stick to foods you know, stick to foods that sit well, and don't try anything new. So, for me, knowing that I have a lot of nervous energy, right? I'm probably not going to feel great if I eat a really heavy meal, whether that's a cheeseburger and french fries or a big greasy cheese quesadilla. Like that's just not going to settle well because I'll be really, really nervous. And you're already putting a fair amount of stress on your stomach, anyways. So, if we can ease some of that digestion by picking foods, this isn't going to sound very dietitian to me, but think bland foods. Anything beige in color, rice, crackers, pastas, nothing too spicy, nothing too greasy, things that are just going to digest and sit very nicely on your stomach. Behind that, this is probably the bigger tip of the two, is just trying to get in a snack before you go to bed. Again, we're thinking proactive here, so we're trying to get calories in prior to, kind of thinking of it of like banking your calories. Again, we're looking for balance. It's not just a carbohydrate. It's not just a chewy bar. That's not gonna get you where you need to be. It's a yogurt parfait. It's a PB&J, protein bar, some fruit, pretzels, trail mix, popcorn. It's a little bit more dense than probably what you're used to. If you have questions about this late night snack, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay, so then we move on morning of. So again, we go back to a balanced breakfast. We have a presence of protein. We have a presence of fat. Obviously, you're probably not going to get avocado at your hotel, but like peanut butter or walnuts over by the oatmeal bar. Yogurt's going to have a little bit of fat in it. Think in those regards, but have some kind of fat source. Even bacon. Bacon is considered a fat source. That would be fine. Non-negotiable carbohydrates. Why carbohydrates are not a negotiable for morning breakfast is because that is how your brain fuels itself. So you all make hundreds and hundreds of decisions during a golf match, and that all is utilizing carbohydrates. So non-negotiable is a carbohydrate, but the protein and the fat is really going to help you all feel full and satisfied when you're on the course. Add calories where you can. So again, we're probably running into some fueling issues down the road because calorically, carbohydrate wise, probably aren't eating enough. So can we add some butter? Can we add jelly, orange juice, milk? Maybe the oatmeal station has dried cranberries. Maybe it has brown sugar. Any kind of calories. This is probably going to be our biggest meal of the day behind dinner, but this is the one that's going to energize us the most through the match. So this is going to be getting the most bang for our buck. Try to have this be as big as it can. If you're somebody who has a nervous stomach in the morning, again, we're looking at liquid calories. Can we do orange juice? Can we do at least a glass of milk? And trying to get down a piece of toast. Again, bland foods are going to go down a little bit easier. Can we do a slice of toast and jelly and a slice of toast, jelly and butter with a glass of orange juice? That'd be fine. Be mindful of caffeine. So if you're already an anxious golfer, caffeine is a stimulant, so it's going to make you feel more anxious. So just be mindful of your intake there. It also suppresses your appetite. So if you're somebody who struggles with appetite in the first place, probably not good to have caffeine. I said use it to your advantage. So caffeine is a performance enhancer. That's the nice thing about it. What I would recommend is you need to take it an hour prior to when you start feeling fatigued. So let's say we're on hole 30, right? Like let's start taking it around hole 30. We're sipping it through hole 32. By hole 33 through 36, we're feeling the stimulant of the caffeine. It can be used to your advantage. Again, please, please, please talk to me about where that source is coming from. And we're not trying caffeine for the first time on match day, but chat with me if you want to use caffeine as a potential delaying of fatigue. Okay. Last bit of tips is, sorry, it says after your round. I mean during your round. During your round, obviously the eating of the 3 holes, try to smack 30 carbohydrates in. I put little asterisks next to a couple of holes of importance. On those holes, I would really recommend to add a fat or protein if you can. Again, we're gonna start feeling hungry at this time. If we can make sure that there's a presence of fat or protein, it's going to stabilize our energy levels for a longer amount of time, and it's going to make us feel full, which is exactly what we want. So I'm looking at PB&Js, trail mix, protein bars. On 3, 9, 15, I'm a little less concerned. A go-go squeeze, fruit snacks, goldfish, any of those, bananas, any of that would be fine. And then lastly is just drinking. Obviously, we're trying to drink every hole. Try to get about 4 to 8 ounces if you can. And then every 2 holes, try to replace those electrolytes. Again, if you're somebody who feels fatigued by the end of the match, look at drinking calories. A full regular Gatorade is going to have 32 grams of carbohydrates. That carbohydrate, again, is going to fuel your brain. So if we're starting to have decision fatigue or we're not staying as concentrated or locked in, could be because our blood sugar is spiking and dropping without the presence of a protein or fat. It could be that simply we're not eating enough carbohydrates, which is where this comes in. It also could be that caffeine needs to be spoken about. But like I said, major takeaways from here. Think about day before. This night before snack, non-negotiable. The morning of a carbohydrate at breakfast, non-negotiable. Try to be really proactive in how you get your calories in. Try to think forwardly of like, okay, what are they offering today that I can put more calories at this breakfast? Because really that's where we're going to get a bulk of our calories. And then every 3 to 6 holes, we're looking at fat, protein, carb. Consistent carbohydrates, that's going to help with our blood sugar, help with our focus. And if you want to talk to me about caffeine, I'm happy to do so. But that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.